Rise and grind, dog pound. It's Sunday, and you know what that means. It's Browns football earlier than usual, of course. Kickoff from London, England, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. So this is an early edition of the Sick Podcast with Andy McNamara. We are ready to go fantasy football. Ask Andy. Get your fantasy questions in right now. Parlay party. We're going to build the ultimate NFL ticket and get you ready for Vikings versus Browns. Let's go.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast with Andy McNamara, the sickest Cleveland Browns podcast.
Chubb runs, he's to the 10, 15, he's to the 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. There goes Chubb, he's to the 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Chubba Lubba Hub.
It's gonna be sick.
Hello, everybody. Everyone got their crumpets, their tea? I got some coffee in here instead. Not much of a tea guy myself. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. It is an early start. All killer, no filler today, baby. We're ready to go because it's another international game. It's technically a Browns home game taking on the Vikings. Interesting matchup and a lot to get to. Also, like I said off the top, you got your fantasy football questions, man. Get them in. You can put it on X, on Twitter, at SickPodBrowns, at AndyMC81, Instagram as well, at AndyMCSports. Follow along. And, of course, you're clicking subscribe. Come on. Click subscribe. Notifications on. Share the show. Love getting the chat going. Love you guys in the chat, cooking it up, and getting going there. So subscribe, notifications on. Share the link, too. More the merrier, right? Let's get the conversation going. And we'll get to the ultimate parlay party as well. So we'll be cooking with that. Got my Brown shirt on. That's coming from years ago. Our good Cleveland friends, my Cleveland family, Kelly and Donnie. So representing there and getting ready to cook. Now, here's what we got going on. Okay, we're going to take you through some injury start sits, Browns, Vikings preview, and get you going. Jump in the chat, say hello. So here's a troubling stat, my fellow Browns fans, the dog pound. This coming from Adam Schefter. Dillon Gabriel is attempting to become the first Browns quarterback since 1999, since Tim Couch all the way back then, to win his first career start. Since 1999, Browns quarterbacks making their first start are 0-16. We've been there before. While throwing 14 touchdowns, 22 interceptions, and leading their team to an average of 14.1 points per game. Not great, Bob, as they said in Mad Men. 14.1 points per game. Sounds kind of familiar, doesn't it? Because 14.1 points per game is about what we've been averaging this year. And which is why the change has been made to Dillon Gabriel. Do I agree with the change? No. Because I think Joe Flacco was submarined for the most part. 2 backup tackles, poor game planning. Part of it's on his own. Receiver drops. Remember the first game, the 2 that popped up off of Jerry Jeudy and Harold Fannin Jr.? There's at least 3, maybe 4 of the Flacco interceptions that are not his fault. Actually, I will say 4. Receiver wrong routes. Where does that come? Receivers running the wrong routes falls on who? Falls on Tommy Rees, the young offensive coordinator and wide receiver coach, and ultimately Kevin Stefanski, right? Not Flacco's fault. He needs a clean pocket. He's old. He can't move. Right? You need it. Now, didn't work out. Luckily, I was down there for the Green Bay game where they won, so that was fun. The only game where we had complimentary football from the special teams. Typically the unspecial teams, as we've seen. And then the other games fell apart. How much of that is on Flacco? I don't buy it. They make the change to Dillon Gabriel. The rookie is in. Can Dillon Gabriel, 5'9", he's listed as 5'11". My Cleveland guys say, Andy, if he's 5'11", you're 6'5". And I'm not 6'5". 5'9", Hawaiian quarterback Dillon Gabriel has started the most college games in history. College football has been around for how long? 150 years? Dillon Gabriel, most. 3 different programs, quick processing, etc. All I remember is the last time I saw Dillon Gabriel in a meaningful game was when the Ohio State Buckeyes, winners yesterday, by the way, kicked his butt with Will Howard, who's now with the Steelers, and the Browns spent a third-round pick on what's going to be a backup. Okay, well, you know what? He's not a backup today. He is a starter, and nobody wants to be wrong more than me. I don't understand Browns fans or sports fans in general who are like, want their point to be proven, and you're rooting against your own team's success. Look, if Dillon Gabriel turns out to be a superstar, hallelujah, please. I will gladly say, wow, I was off the mark for that. Guess what? The benefit of that is that the Browns are winning and Dillon Gabriel's the real deal. Yes, I want that. Do I think it's going to happen? No, I don't. Dillon Gabriel is 5'9" and going up against a extremely complex, aggressive defense with Brian Flores leading the way as DC for the Vikings overseas. That's why I think this is going to be a defensive day. We'll get into the parlay party in a little bit. Let's see what the over-under set at right now. Let me refresh here. Because, guys, I'm thinking the under. You got Carson Wentz versus Dillon Gabriel. 35.5. Boy, kids, I might go the under. You know what? That 35.5 is kind of baiting you. So what do you need? If each team gets 17, that's almost there. One team gets 20. Yeah, I guess you got to go over a little, right? I wouldn't be surprised if it's a 13-10er, though. That's a bit too close, and you're not going to get the money. You want to sprinkle a little under money, perhaps. Minnesota currently favored at 3.5. But folks, it's Dillon Gabriel season, man. Okay. All right. Is he more mobile? Yes. I was actually in training camp and in the preseason games, I was surprised pleasantly by his arm strength. There was a nice spiral. Question is, with a smart defensive coordinator like Brian Flores, they're going to try to pin him in, right? Keep him moving. Can't see over the big offensive lineman. How can he create lanes? Drew Brees could do it. Baker now does it. People say, oh, Baker's short. Not really. Shade under 6'1". And this guy's shorter than Russell Wilson. Okay? Will it be mobility? Is he going to be able to get the ball? Is there going to be that spark? I hope there is. Again, I hope Dillon Gabriel is the best Browns quarterback of all time. Please. We got in the chat, buddy Josh Hennig from ESPN 97.3. Pop that up, Shano. There you go, Josh. Number opened at 38.5, and it's now down to 35.5. Really, the over-under. That means the public money has been betting the under so much that the books are trying to hedge. Yeah. You know what? 38.5. If you could have got in on that, absolutely. 35, and that's like one team hits 2017. That's getting a bit dicey. So yeah, the book's trying to change that. So 35.5. Make sure as well, folks, if you want, I don't care if you're a Eagles fan specifically, it's an NFL fan, make sure you are following Josh Hennig at Josh Hennig on all socials and check out his Eagles and NFL content all week. Saturdays, Hennig with Hennig, and then on 97.3 today too. They'll have a pregame show. So check that out. Josh always with the fantastic content there. So let's look at the rest of this Browns situation, okay? Pull up the stuff here. All right. Browns 1-3, Vikings 2-2. Dillon Gabriel gets the call. Players, the veterans, all saying the right thing. Myles Garrett he knows what the coaching staff wants within the offense. Has youthful exuberance, different vibe, different attitude. He just always has a smile on his face, got a lot of energy. All right. Look at how he moves around. I don't doubt he's prepared. I don't doubt Dillon Gabriel has the experience. I don't doubt he is ready to go and is going to be a more mature leader than the miming Shedeur Sanders. However, doesn't change the fact that he's too short. Okay? And again, first time out, there is a possibility for sure that he can come out and surprise. Look what Jackson Dart did. He can run around. He can use his legs. We've seen this. Issue becomes you got a complex, difficult defense in Brian Flores. That doesn't change. And then with Carson Wentz, Myles Garrett, who is a little banged up, you know he's going to play. Myles Garrett has a bib on. He's like, ooh, I can get myself a nice couple sacks here. And that offensive line of the Minnesota Vikings, up and down it, riddled with injuries. Carson Wentz is going to be running for his life. Could be a big day for Jordan Mason, but the Browns have defended the run quite well for your fantasy games there. News for the Browns, and it's significant because remember, Gabriel's a left-hander, so his blind side is actually the right tackle. Jack Conklin finally back in the game. That gives me a little more confidence too, that he'll at least get some time and protection properly from a healthy Jack Conklin. How long he stays healthy, well, that's anyone's guess. Greg Newsome also back playing. He was injured this week as well. Phenomenal. You need that. Then the left tackle side, who do you put in? Is it Levis? Is it the Browns? You know what? I think it should be Cam Robinson, no? It should be Cam Robinson, you'd think, based after all that. They got him in the trade. I would think Cam Robinson gets the start. I haven't seen that officially yet. Let's see. Yeah, I don't have official if it's going to be Cam Robinson or not. I think it should be. But in any case, this is good news because then at least you get Dillon Gabriel some protection. So I hope he lights it up, man. Please do. Let's just see any other Browns updates here coming over from London, England. Remember, 9:30 kickoff. We'll take you up until about 9:25. Yeah, Conklin and Newsome active. Hallelujah. Good. And we'll get some fantasy questions in. Got one from Mike Pagano on X. He said he sent it over. I don't see it. Michael, if you got it, fire it off to me if you don't mind, brother. A Dynasty League trade proposal. We'll get to that in a few minutes. If you're watching, Michael, send it on over. Now, we look at the rest of this Vikings team. Of course, who do you got? You got Justin Jefferson, needs to be locked down. Let's see. Yeah, Gabriel, just for the history, 41st starting quarterback for the Browns since 99, 12th in 6 seasons for Kevin Stefanski. We know this. Tua and Michael Penix, only other left-handed quarterbacks to start an NFL game this season. Let's see. Yeah. Carson Wentz last season as a regular starting quarterback was it was in 2020 as a regular starter with the Eagles. That year, he led the league with 15 interceptions and 50 sacks, fumbled 10 times. Since then, he's been a journeyman. Backup with J.J. McCarthy. Thrown 5 interceptions in 2 losses, most recently to the Browns and the Vikings. 24-21 loss to Pittsburgh last week. Wentz was picked off twice, fumbled once, sacked 6 times. You got to get after this guy, okay? I think it's going to be a defensive slugfest. The defense needs turnovers, and then those turnovers need to be converted into touchdowns. Take as much off the plate of special teams as possible. An absolute must. An absolute must. Got to take as much off the plate as possible. Hey, we got Griff. How's it going, buddy? We got Griff in the chat. Let me just message Michael back here saying, didn't get it. Can you resend on his fantasy question? There we go. Okay. So I think this is a part in fantasy-wise, man. If you get the Browns defense, cook it up. Okay? It should be a defensive feast. What do we know about this team? We know that they're get after it with the defensive line for the Browns, and we know that the offense hasn't been able to hit 20 points. 20 points is elusive as a 50 burger. We're going to be hitting the parlay party in just a couple minutes there, Griff. And Josh popping up here. Remember, Jim Schwartz was the Eagles DC when Wentz was QB. Oh, that's right. Interesting. I forgot about that, Josh. Good point. So Schwartz knows Wentz even better because he was the defensive coordinator in Philly when Carson Wentz was the starter. So another interesting wrinkle. This should be an absolute feast, I think. Okay, let's get to some fantasy football questions and comments, and we'll do some start sits. Then we'll get to the parlay party. Let's do a little hashtag Ask Andy and get us cooking here. Okay, let's bring this up from Patrick on Instagram at AndyMC Sports. Dillon, as in Dillon Gabriel. Do I pick him up, man? He going to be good for fantasy this week? And it's an early game. That is true. So here's the thing. We have bye weeks, right? So on bye this week, we got the Steelers, Falcons, Bears, and Packers. So we're missing a lot of QBs. We're missing a lot of talent here. 2 QB leagues, depends what you're looking at, right? So, for example, in one of my leagues, I picked up Dillon Gabriel. I am choosing to play Breece Hall with Braylon Allen injured in that super flex instead of a quarterback. He looks like he should be primed for a big load of work against Dallas. So I'm going to say Breece Hall, and hopefully that 16 points delivers. I think Dillon Gabriel could have a better real day than fantasy day, projected to have about 13 fantasy points, which I could totally see. So I will say, as always, depends on your other options. If it's for a 1 QB league, no. Get Geno Smith instead. Depends. Like, is your guy Jordan Love and there's nobody on the waiver wire, then yeah, if there's no other starters, like I would rather Dillon Gabriel over Carson Wentz, for example. I'd rather him over Cooper Rush, who's starting for the Ravens today, Lamar Jackson owners. So those are 2 things I would much rather do. And I got Michael Pagano's question in here. Okay. Hashtag Ask Andy. You can get those questions in as well at SickPodBrowns at AndyMC81 on Twitter. All right. At Michael Pagano71 says, half-point PPR Superflex, 6-point QB touchdown Dynasty League. Which side would you want to be on in this trade? Oh, then he's got to send me the trade. Oh, here we go. Chase. So Jamar Chase and Benson for Jonathan Taylor, Cam Ward, and a 2026 first-round pick. So, okay, jump in the chat. Which side of the trade do you want to be on is what he's asking. Jamar Chase and Benson for Jonathan Taylor, Cam Ward, and a 2026 first. So, as always, it depends. If you give up Jamar Chase, how much of a hit does your wide receiver room take, right? Plus, it's Dynasty. There's redraft, we're talking, but this is Dynasty. Jamar Chase is going to be great again and still can produce to a degree. Jonathan Taylor, a little bit older. Cam Ward, been average at best right now. And a first. I think we go, depending again, if you have serviceable options elsewhere at wide receiver, because you're not going to match Jamar Chase, but you could always circle back with that extra 2026 first-round pick that you get to get a stud receiver coming out of the draft. I think I would take Jonathan Taylor and Cam Ward. Get the quarterback depth, get the young QB who's hopefully going to be good. So I think Jonathan Taylor, Cam Ward, and the 2026 first rather than Jamar Chase and the Benson part. And we got Bradley Rogers in the chat. Bradley, how's it going, buddy? Good. Let's pop this up. Ooh, will Jordan Addison have a good week? So this is the early game, of course, Browns, Vikings. I think this is going to be a hard day for the Minnesota defense. Carson Wentz was atrocious last week. They're going to have to rely on their defense in short fields if they can get the rookie Gabriel rattled. So I don't see a lot of fantasy points coming here. If we look at, Justin Jefferson, of course, is going to be the main guy. I'm just going to check Addison just so I am up on his most recent work here. Not to say most weeks we love it, right? 15.4 fantasy points, 4 catches, 114 yards last week playing Cleveland. I would fade him a bit. Again, depends on who else you got here. I don't think he's going to have a great week against this Browns defense. But, Bradley, if you are stuck with bye weeks and you don't have a serviceable other number 2 option, you're probably going to have to roll with it, right? Like Jordan Addison, other guys I would look at, not necessarily starting over Addison, but I'm really thinking this is going to be a low-scoring game. Malik Washington with Tyreek Hill out. One of my top picks on the Tuesday show, right? On under-the-wire, waiver-wire pickups. So I think Malik Washington, but Jordan Addison, I'm not bullish on, no. Hendricks says Taylor has great value. I agree. In that trade proposal there, yeah, I think Jonathan Taylor portion of the deal for Mike is a good one. We got Shane from Montreal. Keenan Allen or Stephon Diggs today? Ooh, boy. Keenan Allen or Stephon Diggs? Okay. Keenan Allen has been, first of all, and I picked him up in the league. I have Ladd McConkey. A little upset because he has vultured. I traded away Ladd McConkey in a deal for Deebo Samuel and a couple other pieces because he's getting vultured by Keenan Allen, who's been tremendous. Stephon Diggs, you're playing a Buffalo defense. Nice, real nice game last week. Finally got over 100 yards. Okay. 6 catches, 101. So inconsistent, but a good sign. But Buffalo defense. And then we're looking at Keenan Allen. Let's get the most recent numbers here. Bit of a down week, but the volume is still, we love the volume, right? We got 10 targets, 7, 11, 7 catches, 7, 5, 7, 5, 3 straight touchdowns. Didn't get one last week against the Giants, going up against Washington. I think we go with Keenan Allen just for the consistency factor. It's a bit more down week yardage wise, but he's been real good. So I think we're going Keenan Allen on this one. And rolling there. Bradley says, who do I put in flex? Godwin or Addison? Ooh, boy. Now, Godwin's value loses some momentum, of course, because of how good Egbuka, the rookie, has been. We're playing Seattle. Tough defense. Last week, again, we follow the targets. 10 targets, just 3 catches, though. Up against Seattle. I think second game back, and we saw the volume. I think we go with Godwin. I love Egbuka, but I'd rather take a shot with Godwin than Addison this week. So I think we put Godwin in the flex spot. Still questions on both, but I think we go Godwin in this spot. Okay, we're going to hit up a quick version of the parlay party before Browns kickoff. Okay, so we're going to hit that up in just a moment. Bet me your best bets in here because the games, folks, they start now. Week 5, London, Browns, Vikings. And every touchdown brings you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting sponsor, partner of the NFL. This isn't just football. It's first down, touchdown, fireworks, anytime TD rushes, live bets that ride every momentum shift. At DraftKings, every play is your next shot to win. New customers, this one's for you. You bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, grab over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Your season starts now. You download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code SICKSPORTS. That's code SICKSPORTS to get $300 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first bet of $5 or more. Plus, over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, fees may apply in Illinois. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday Ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday Ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday Ticket/terms. Limited time offer.
All right, so let's start building this ticket, baby. I'm going to say Browns cover that 3.5 points. They could win this game straight up. And we got Griff in the chat. Griff, I'm going to add yours in here. I'm going to add your picks in here. Let's see. Let's get this. Okay. Give me the games, folks. There we are. So we got Griff is saying Philadelphia money line over Broncos. Ooh. You know what? I don't doubt that they'll. That's tough. Yeah, I'll go with you on that. I think the Broncos are still a little feisty. Jets, Dallas over 47.5. If they get Justin Fields keep running. I see now over 48.5. Does that change your mind, Griff? 48.5. Titans, Cardinals. I think we got to go. Yeah, it could be a field goal game. You're right. I think I'm going to take the under 35.5 on this Browns team, this Browns game. Let's see. Dolphins, Panthers, barf, don't want any part of it. Texans, Ravens with Cooper Rush. I think they could grind one out, but it's 1.5. Not interested. We'll go with the Eagles. Raiders, Colts. Colts by 7 over the Raiders? I don't know about that. Giants, Saints. Oh, by the way, for fantasy football, Taysom Hill's back. This is a Taysom Hill day. If you can get him, I would pop him in a flex. So, Bradley, that might be a play for you. If you can get Taysom Hill quick, I see this with him coming back. Spencer Rattler, a Taysom Hill day, him running wild. I see that for sure. Titans, Cardinals, Buccaneers, Seahawks. This is a tough week, man. This is not an easy week. Chargers, Commanders. Wow. All right. Let's see. This is a tough slate. Bengals, Lions. Yeah, Lions. We're taking Lions all day. Patriots, Bills. Sorry, Griff. We're going Bills. Money line. Chiefs, Jags. Could be a bit of a trap. Jags just, or Chiefs just favored us 3 on the road. Oof. So far, I got a 5-legger. This is rough. Okay, we'll go Cardinals to win, 450 over the Titans. Saints, Giants. Yeah, let's go Colts to win straight up. Panthers, Dolphins. Good Lord. Cowboys, Jets. Like, truly and sadly, I think that could go either way. I think Cowboys on the money line. Texans, Ravens over Cooper Rush. I still think the Ravens pull it off. We'll have the Browns under 35.5. What are we at? 9-leg parlay. Anybody else? Let's get to 10. Casey, I got that. Colts. We got any feelings? Dolphins, Panthers? Ugh. Do we got KC? Oh, yeah, we'll go KC. Okay. There we go. Not bad. Not the craziest parlay party. This is a tough, close week of games, folks. We got 10-leg parlay plus 6,441. $5 wins us 322.08. Not bad, right? We'll take it. So the pick is Chiefs money line, Bills money line, Lions money line. We got a feel on Commanders Chargers there, Griff. Anybody else in the chat? I'm staying away from that one personally, but I think we could add it in if we want. Buccaneers to cover 3.5. Cardinals money line, staying away from the Giants, Saints. Eagles money line, Colts money line, staying away from Dolphins, Panthers. Cowboys money line, Ravens money line, Browns, Vikings under 35.5. You'll go Chargers? Let's do it. Why not? It's a parlay party. Let's get nuts. Let's do the money line. There we go. Now we're cooking. Now we're up to plus 10,634. $5 bet wins us 531.75. I'll take that. Oh, little Jays. Jays 10-1 winners. You know what? Real quick on that. I'm going to mix that one. Whenever you get a big run total like that, almost to a man, you see the next game, the run total really low. Let's see what the overall run total is. Over under 8. I bet you it's under plus 100. I'm going to take that because I think it's going to be low scoring today. That's just how I'm going to put 1 on that right now. I think it's going to be the under. See how the Jays do. All right, kids. Hey, this is a little quickie today. We got Browns football coming up right now. Browns Vikings from London, England. That's the parlay party, the ultimate betting ticket. Any other fantasy football questions that come up before the 1 o'clock games, hit me up at AndyMC81 at SickPodBrowns. Make sure you're following along there on X at AndyMC Sports on Instagram and TikTok. Have the post-game reactions coming up too. Send me your best bets as well and all that. So click subscribe, notifications on. Be back Tuesday to go over this game as well. Give out Dog Bone Doghouse Awards and our Under the Wire waiver wire pickups. So, hey, let's go get it. Come on, Dillon Gabriel. Come on, the Flying Hawaiian. Let's go. Browns hosting the Vikings in London. Thanks to all you in the chat for jumping in. Producer Shane, I'm Andy Mack. As always, go Browns!
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast with Andy McNamara on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.